bring up the poopy hole, I thought you were gonna allude to the duck penis, which is like the fruit roll up.
The twisty turny one.
Yeah, twisty turny fruit roll up thing.
Yeah, duck genitalia is disgusting and awful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw at a museum once they had like glass casts of them.
Ugh.
So you could see.
Isn't it also barbed?
Yes.
The duck penis.
Yeah, and duck vagina, they have multiple
They're
false
like mazes, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Any more questions?
Yeah, I just got a little distracted because it seems like we suddenly do not have any viewers, but now Amy is, I guess this thing is not accurate, as it turns out. Oh, there they're back. Okay, great. Okay, if you want to join, go to that link. If we need to, we could send it to you separately if you can't figure out, like, selecting it in the chat or something. But yeah, please come on and tell us a story about a duck penis.
Yeah, we would love. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, if there's any way.
And a great storyteller, too. They are.
Well, I've got to hear this story.
Yeah,
Amy.
I wait with bated breath. Please join the stream. Please, I'm telling you, I know I told you to do your laundry, but now I'm telling you to stop doing your laundry and tell us the duck penis story. Got to hear about this duck dick.
It might be too much pressure.
No, I think they said that they wanted to join.
I'm excited about this.
In the meantime,
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, y'all.
Oh,
Amy! Yay!
Amy.
I'm attempting folding socks. I can do it, I swear. Are you guys prepared for this horrible duck penis story?
I am
Yes.
so ready.
All right, prepare yourself to laugh at my trauma. So, do you ever think about like the first time that you learned a specific fact? Your brain does that because like your emotional ties to memories, like specifically help your brain remember why, when, where you learn something helps you remember it, right? So my first time, like, or it wasn't my first time hooking up with somebody, but it was like,
Is it a duck?
no, it wasn't a duck. This guy's name was Rick, which is a weird name to say.
Sounds like the name of a duck.
No, it's just.
I mean,
Rick
I've always
is
found
like
Darkwing Duck kind of attractive.
But I remember I was just like lying on the pillow, coitus, cuddle, and I laid my sweet tender head ready to spoon. We're in the moment now. You can see it. And then this guy just says, "Do you know about duck penises?" And then proceeds to tell me that like every time like ducks have sex, it's like a corkscrew. So they go in, they stab, like, and it goes the corkscrew goes the opposite direction of the female duck's vagina, so that when it pulls out, like it's almost like it's like when you're trying to get the last tube of toothpaste out into the female duck, which probably helps them make other ducks. And like it's really cute during the springtime when there's like lots of little ducks walking around. But that's how I learned that.
Maybe he was trying to make the sex that he had just bestowed upon you seem better by comparison.
I think this helped me work through that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Guys chat, and thank you for helping me with that experience.
Thank you for sharing.
It wasn't a particularly bad experience either, but I think that like once that comment happens afterwards. That's like you can't even think of what happened before.
Yeah, he was like, if you didn't like that, then imagine.
Being a duck.
That would be.
Imagine
That'd
if
be
I had a barbed corkscrew.
Yeah.
The thing that
That's
really,
why I bring up the movie Teeth every time I have sex with someone.
That movie.
I don't know this movie.
Okay.
don't know that
Do you want to explain what the movie's about to Ryan?
What?
I was asking your friend Katie. I can't see the print; it's very small.
Katie.
Mhm.
Katie, would you like to explain the premise of the movie to Ryan?
Sure, it's very simple. It's a feminist movie that's awesome, and it's about a girl with a superpower, and she has teeth in her vagina. She can bite off dudes' wieners without using her face mouth.
I love this premise.
Yes.
And does she like to like dudes who have wronged her?
Yeah,
Like-
no, she only uses her powers for the force of good. But she doesn't, yeah, it's actually kind of a fucked up movie too, because like in order for her to discover her power, there had to be like a sex crime against her. But overall, fun message. It came out like 10 years ago or more maybe. And it was sweeping the nation.
Would you say big clit energy?
Definitely big clit energy.
You know if like she was able to have sex normally also?
Yes, she was. So it was like
Mhm.
consensual. If she was having consensual sex, she didn't use the teeth.
Oh.
At least from what I remember. Unless
Yeah,
at one
no,
point
that's
that
right.
happened on accident or something. But maybe that was to portray that like consent can change through a like in a situation. It's like if they're unconsenting to something. But I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
That's a really good movie to show to teach people, young children, about consent.
It came out my sophomore year of high school, and I remember I watched it, and it was like one of my friend Helen, who's like a like some people are born gay, some people achieve gayness, and some have gayness. I'll let Shakespeare finish the rest. But
Bestowed upon them.
yeah, the word is I can't remember. It's a more forceful word, but I can't remember the end of the sentence. So Helen was just born gay. I achieved gayness. And then the rest of us were watching this movie, and it was me, her, and then like all of our male friends. And they were like, that was the most horrifying movie. And me and her were like, this is a feminist film. It's incredible. Everyone needs to watch this. And the fellas were like, that was scary, man. Are there a lot of horror movies that are also feminist flicks?
The original Stepford Wives is a really great horror movie.
Huh.
The remake was a weird, like, comedy thing, kind of. The original movie was really great.
Are you going to sing us a tune, Dan?
I mean, I could. I'm not, like, doing it, I guess, but I could.
Just twinkling.
You could just sing the words.
Midsommar has a strong female lead, I guess, who
Yeah.
overcomes.
Such a good movie.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh,
I'd say that has a feminist lilt to it.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
know. I don't
yeah.
know.
That's a movie I'm glad I watched, but I don't know if I want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's pretty
Me too.
intense.
Yeah,
Hereditary was good too. Same director.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Hereditary.
that was an awesome movie.
I haven't seen one either.
But it sounds like Gloria Steinem would have would approve of teeth. It's her kind of thing.
Do you
I've heard-
guys-
Oh no, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys ever watch like comedy roasts, and for some reason, like they make me feel better when I'm sad. But if you watch the one, I'm trying to remember like who's getting roasted, but Ann Coulter is on it,
Yikes.
and everyone was just like eating her alive, and it was so nice to watch. Like,
With their teeth.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It was like people who were being nice and funny to everyone else, and were like, "No, I'm not going to roast everyone, and I'm just going to be goofy." And then they were like, "No, but fuck you, we hate you." It was nice.
Is that do we think or know that like that's really her, or do you think it's like a character and like she knows like it's lucrative to be hated, and like do you think it's a character or a like an image?
I think some people like playing the heel.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
interesting, but I just can't. I can't like put myself.
I mean she's still the worst.
Want to do that. Have you guys listened to Paris Hilton's podcast at all?
I
And you guys,
never
doesn't
No, I
seem
have
like-
not.
Doesn't seem like the group of people that would, but I think it's interesting to like go back and
This
talk
is the
about-
hot show.
Yeah, that's true. So she talks about how she was playing a character, and how like she's a very successful businesswoman also, and like owns so many different companies, and like is a huge investor in a lot of companies as well, but like she played this like dumb character for so many years, and she talks about like how she got over like the trauma of that, and like how she decided to like reframe herself after being a character for so many years. It was pretty fascinating.
What else does she talk about on her podcast?
She interviews like a lot of women in business and what it's like to like get over like the hurdles of being in businesses as a woman, I believe. I only listened to part of it, and mostly because I watched the Hot Ones episode about it.
Paris Hilton was on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Wow, I missed that.
I fucking love that show. I would die. I can't eat anything spicy. How are y'all on spicy food?
Love it. I've been meaning to watch that show, but everyone I know says how good it is, but
It's
I
pretty
don't know
great.
what it's on.
It's good
Me
for
too.
your nervous system, right? Like cayenne pepper and stuff.
Maybe that's how he gets those genuine answers out of people. They're like in fight or flight mode.
Speaking of fight or flight, wow,
What has caught Otter's attention?
yeah, big yawn.
Oh, that's a good.
Amazing.
Do you ever write songs about what you think your cat is thinking and sing them out loud?
No, I haven't.
That might be a good exercise for you.
Yeah. Let me think if I have any songs about what my dad is thinking. Is that your country?
That seems like an interesting exercise to do. I feel like my guinea pig just thinks about eating all the time. And then when I'm not home, it's like, where did that person go? Who feeds me? I want more hay. I ate it all. He's like a Broadway like dramatic singer. I'm thinking his personality is similar to the John C. Reilly's character in Chicago.
I always got that vibe from Gulliver, too.
Yeah.
Can we have Gulliver Cam?
Oh, sure. I'll just put you in the cage, and then I can fold socks and over here.
Despite all my rage.
Gulliver's a good name.
Oh, well, he went inside his hidey hole.
Oh, amazing. Gulliver.
You doing okay?
Come on, man.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
You want some lettuce?
That's not a rat.
No, it's a guinea.
Still just a guinea pig in a cage.
It works.
You gonna take a sip?
Want some ASMR for this podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know any trivia about guinea pigs, really.
No, let's find out.
Where are they from? Anybody know?
Where are they
I'd
from?
imagine Papua New Guinea, but probably not.
Yeah.
I think they're from Patagonia-ish.
Someone read off the Wikipedia page.
I know they eat them in certain countries.
I'm gonna find even better. No, these aren't questions. I want questions. The ultimate guinea pig quiz.
Well, there we go.
You should
All
have
right. All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Where, Amy, if you want to play, make a noise for your answer, and then you can answer. It's like buzzing in.
Okay.
Any noise you want. Where do guinea pigs come from? A, South America, B, Europe, C, Africa, or D, the Arctic?
Buzz.
Okay, I believe that was Amy.
I think they're from South America.
Let's find out.
Am I correct?
I think so. It kind of
Great
just
trivia.
moved my cursor down, like the screen down. So I'm guessing that was right. And it won't let me select anything else. So
Do you think he celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month?
I'm gonna actually quickly just share this because I feel like you should probably just see it. Share my screen. Don't share my screen.
I just saw this comment from like 40 minutes ago. Too.
What did it say? I have no idea. I can't see because my.
It was the one you made about a big one at my grandparents.
It was just the way you phrased it was so lovely.
Thank you.
And it implied both a large poop and a large party.
I think that someone made this guinea pig picture where they replaced all the eyes.
I think so. They look like what do you call those eyes that you put on things?
Googly?
What?
Googly?
Googly eyes.
Googly eyes, yes.
Yeah. All right. So which family are guinea pigs part of?
What is this Beano site, first of all?
I don't know. We could visit the Beano shop.
Yeah, let's do that 100%.
First, which family are guinea
Beano
pigs part
merch.
of? Okay, hold on. Is this? Oh, for kids or for grown-ups?
Oh man.
I want that 18 plus merch. I want that NSFW merch from Beano.
Awesome personalized gifts.
For Smash.
Personalized comic. Wise-ish words. Awesome games.
Dan, where did you find this website?
Andy.
Dandy, there it is.
Boom.
Dandy Annual from your year. Check that out.
In pounds.
Wow.
30 pounds.
I don't think I'm going to sign up, but wow,
Definitely for adults.
they have. We could get the Dandy Annual for any of these years, from 1960 to 1990. Amazing.
How about that?
What is the Dandy Annual?
Yeah, that beats me. The Dandy. I have no idea. The Desperate Dan comic book. I
Does
don't
that speak to you at all? Hot.
know.
What is going on?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Started folding socks and now I have no idea.
You missed
Yeah,
a lot.
how did we get here?
I really enjoyed
We were
the last
looking at guinea pig
story
facts.
also. Oh, that's terrifying.
Is that real?
I think that is real. It's hard to catch them like that in the wild. but-
Yeah. That looks like bird teeth.
How many teeth does a guinea pig have? A 30, B 10, C 4, D 20.
C4.
That's a good question. I mean, if you could have the choice of having 4 teeth, would you take it?
No.
Are
You
they?
do have
No.
that choice.
Yeah.
No, but like I'm thinking quadrant. Like teeth that go. So when you smile, it looks like a cross.
Yeah, like what? Like it's still the same, like shape. Like you still have teeth that go
Wow.
all the way around, but it's
It's
just
just
divided
giant.
into 4. Yeah.
I still
It'd
want
be
to know
easier
what
to
country
floss,
it's
but if
from.
you lost one, it would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll,
When you finally lose one.
we'll see
that'd
what
be
happens
very
when we
painful.
click on this.
What
I
do you
think we
think?
can eliminate 30.
Do you guys remember like growing up in the early 2000s? You never had to like if you just didn't know the answer to something, you just didn't know. Like, or you would have to rely on whatever friend in your friend group could tell you that information. And talk radio must have been so crazy at that point because you could just say whatever you think the answer is.
It's true.
There was that texting service where you could text. It cost like a certain amount of cents and you'd get an answer. What was that called?
I remember that.
I remember that. What is? I think they would just Google it for you, like
Right.
they were at a computer, and then they just texted you back.
I'd like to imagine it was a person in a library alone, just fielding all the calls.
Sprinting towards the section that's relevant.
I would love if it was just like a really smart person who knew all the answers.
Do you guys remember Smarter Child?
Oh man, I remember people used to bully Smarter Child, and I felt so bad.
It was a an AIM bot that
AOL Instant Messenger.
your friend. But of course, you inevitably fuck with it, and they'd give you snarky answers back.
I don't know whose socks these are. They're not mine.
What do they look like? Are they
Our
just normal?
visitors?
Ryan, are these yours?
Nah.
They're like a doll's size. They
Nah,
like
my feet are like a little bigger than that.
okay. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago because Ryan likes the socks that don't show your feet.
Yeah, I guess when they're so I'll show you. Oh no, wow. For once, I'm not wearing no-show socks.
Wow. I know we all thought all the viewers were gonna get to see your feet, baby. I didn't realize that was this kind of Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we do that?
We're gonna be getting into some weird stuff.
Legally, you can't show feet pics. It's not like that's like illegal.
So I suppose when they're not on my feet, they do look dollish.
Yeah. That's why I asked if they were yours. I don't normally wear those socks.
Then they stretch out.
You have another commenter.
Feet.
Feet. Welcome.
Oh, well, the commenter wants to see it, Ryan. You got to show them off now. That's how it works.
I feel like that is precisely the sort of situation that we are not supposed to engage in.
Yeah, this isn't OnlyFans.
I guess
Only feets.
Only feet. Only socks on hands.
Maybe if we had like a Patreon type situation.
Yeah.
I feel like if somebody asked me for feet pics, for like $1,000, I would have a hard time saying no.
I would do it.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like I said 1,000 because
I do it for way less.
Do it for a cup
Way
of coffee.
less. Yeah.
Or just a kind word.
Right. Yeah.
Just a kind word.
no.
If someone begged and pleaded with me, like, can I get a pic of those footsies?
I think I would feel weird
Yeah, okay.
doing it for like somebody who is really desperate for it. But like if someone was casual about it and gave me money, then I don't know.
What's the
desperate-
smallest amount of money you do it for?
smallest amount of money? I don't know. I feel like it would depend on how the person was asking me.
That's a good point.
I like getting into interesting new social situations.
That is an interesting new social situation.
Transit.
Not for me.
And brain- that could be a podcast or like a small book
Oh no.
sentences about things like over here. And
Amy, I'm so sorry that you've been cutting out this.
well,
That is better.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
It was probably because my phone was about to die and I plugged it in. Well, like I was saying, I work on public transit and I could probably talk about that for hours. But yesterday I was taking the train and this man, like I always consentingly say to people, I work for a company that puts advertisements up on trains. So before I lean in to take a photo of the advertisement, I normally let someone who's standing where I'm going to lean know that I'm going to take a photograph of an advertisement, because sometimes people think I'm going in for like a kiss and it's weird and they look at me really funny. So I've just chosen to always say that from now on.
So has anyone ever been like, oh, I guess I'm going to go receive this kiss from this stranger?
It's a look in their
Kiss,
eyes that's
this
kind of
kiss.
confusing. Did you do this kiss? This wow. So yesterday I was on the train and this person grabbed my elbow like this.
Like
I was
cupping it.
so confused. Like there were 4 people on the train. He happened to be sitting in the one spot where like I would be across the aisle, and then he reached across the aisle. I said, I'm gonna lean over here to take a picture of this ad that's opposite to you, and then he just grabbed my elbow like this, and I was like, and then excuse me, like, and then like it was like. And then he said, sorry, I was hoping that you wouldn't fall. Or he was like I think what he was trying to say is that he was concerned I might fall and he was trying to like support me. And I was like, no, I was like, sir, I was standing against a pole. I was leaning against a pole. So it was like, there's no way I would have fallen. And there's no way that the way he would have gripped me even would have helped. And then I just like suddenly got a chill and was like, you know, when you get like a chill because like it's cold outside and then your nipples get all hard.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I think I was just like severely uncomfortable. So that's what happened to me. And then I and then I just went on with the rest of my day. Like that didn't happen. And it was very peculiar. And I think he was genuinely just concerned that I was going to fall. But what a weird like fetish that would have been to grab random people's elbows.
Dudes into elbows.
They're all called weenuses. Very
Beat
Maybe
me to it.
I had a cousin who was obsessed with that. A younger cousin who would come up and just play with your elbow skin at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
how
Who
old
ended
was
up
your
growing into a very nice man, but he was a weird child.
Like
How old was he at the time?
He probably did that up into his mid-teens.
27.
I was a biker as a
What if
kid.
he becomes like an attorney or
I
something?
don't think that's going to happen,
Like-
but I don't put it out of
Like-
the realm of possibility.
This guy used to be this lawyer used to be really into weenuses.
In Elmo.
Play weenus rodeo, where you try and hold on to someone else's weenus, and then they
I didn't
they
know
buck
that's what it
like
was
a
called.
bucking bronco.
Oh
You try and hang on.
no.
This rodeo.
My grandma called.
Is that something that you knew about before this, or did you just come up with that idea right
No,
now?
it existed. My friend Joe turned me onto weenus
He
rodeo.
turned you onto it.
Yeah, and it,
That's such a
Yeah,
weird
you did.
phrase. I feel like only dads use turn or like specific people use the term "turned me on to it."
I feel like it was more popular in like the 60s or something.
Oh, I
Yeah.
say that often.
yeah, I feel like I say it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bully you
I
guys,
think it's in the
but
lingo.
Yeah.
it is an odd phrase.
My parents say hook up interchangeably with like meet up though, and
Yeah,
it
That's
for a
weird.
while it made
that's
me
a boomer
uncomfortable.
phrase for sure.
yeah.
And it's confusing for the younger people who they're talking to. Oh, you're gonna go hook up with your friend? Well, not exactly.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna hook up at the mall and then to see the movie.
We're not.
I think it's all about context there.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
don't
that
think it sounds that weird.
Suppose.
I don't know if I would say hookup in that context. Personally,
Right.
But boomers don't know. They just do. They just say it. You know.
Yeah. Boomers.
what
don't
did they
know.
used to do with people then?
Huh?
They went necking.
They were
They-
next-
What are everyone list off terminologies for sex because there's so many euphemisms.
Boinking.
What do we call it? Are you
Nope.
asking what we call it?
Everyone go around in a circle until we run out of words that don't mean fucking.
Hmm.
Boom boom.
The old one too.
Knocking boots. Bumping uglies.
Bumping ugly. Oh, that's
Oh, such a good.
coitus. Making coitus.
Bucket.
The old shim sham.
That's like a cleaning product, I think.
Shazam, I think is.
I
I
gave her
feel like
the
a
old
shim sham is
Windex.
something you put cleaning
Wow.
pot in and then clean with.
I feel like there's so many more words for that. There's a lot more words for smoking pot. I feel like that's a good.
Mm,
I don't know.
there's
there's a
definitely
lot.
more words for fucking
Yeah.
than smoking
Yeah.
pot.
A beast with two backs.
Do
This
it.
is what I always refer to it as.
Doing it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh,
Beast with two backs.
Netflix and chill.
Or the beast with three backs, depending on how many
Yeah.
people are involved. But that's from
Hopefully no beasts.
or how many beasts are involved.
Tale as old as time.
getting a room.
I don't know. That's, I don't know.
I think the ones for smoking pot are funnier.
In the right context, I think there's some good sex.
Are there any that work for both?
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a good question.
great question.
Creating smoke.
Smoking trees. No.
Hotboxing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Vaccinating. Great.
outboxing. There you go.
I don't think I've ever.
Hotbox the station wagon.
Rolling up.
Yeah,
What?
but I don't. Yeah, but I don't have any drugs. Neither do I.
It just makes it sound like you're gonna just make the station wagon smell like pussy, and then that's how you hotbox it.
A hot
Which is
box.
a fun challenge.
Can I have a look at your hot box?
I feel like that would
There you
take
go.
some time.
I feel very sad for my single socks right now.
They'll find partners.
Yeah.
But what if they
They'll
don't?
find partners to hotbox with.
I think it's such a bummer. I feel like, does anybody else have this like anxiety about like when your socks can't find a match, like that you eventually have to throw them out, and because you can't donate them, it's like a bummer. And I don't know if any of you guys grew up in art school, but you feel the need to make things out of things that aren't working as a horrible coping mechanism for art school.
Mm.
And
All of my old clothes wind up in paintings.
yeah, I'm sure
Really?
there's an artist out there that makes paintings out of socks.
Exclusively socks.
Or like makes like, you know, like made like expensive like jackets out of like socks, and then they like sell it to celebrities for millions of dollars.
I just thought of that.
Imagine one looking
Lady
like a
Gaga
thick shag
dress.
carpet. Like kind of
That's another euphemism for sex. Shaggin'.
Yeah.
Shag and wagon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did the sniff test in front of you.
Ooh.
I guess I just hold out hope that the socks missing match will just show up magically.
This is why you only have one kind of.
What did you say, Dan?
It's why you only have one kind of sock.
Yeah,
They always match up.
That
this
would
is the
be-
one.
oh
This is
my
the one
gosh,
sock I
that is so
have.
smart.
I'm
Go on
fond
that
of the
sock.
mismatch. I like my socks to not match.
I think if like there's
Respect
a
that.
reason why they mismatch, like maybe they're the same like kind of shape, like this green one and this yellow one.
They have to be the same thickness.
Yeah, same thickness.
Yeah.
I did.
I almost never lose socks in the laundry. That's one of
Oh.
those things that people say happens all the time. It never happens to me.
Do you have a really nice like machine or something?
I am organized.
Yeah. I don't think it's the
So wait,
machine
so-
that loses
so wait.
the socks.
So what you're saying is that you don't have ADHD.
Your attention to detail is impressive. It's. I wish I could foster that in my life. I don't know.
You know, I've been trying to fold these socks for months, and I think the social aspect of having people yell at you over
Fold your socks. Fold
Fold
your.
those socks.
it really honestly it helped. I like had been putting it off for like I said, probably 3 weeks.
Are there other things we could chant until you do?
Duck penis, duck penis.
There's a lot of laundry. I think the socks is the one task that I can do today. I'm committing to the one.
Do you do the ball method?
Yeah, ball method.
Is it going to stress you out to know that there are some people who say that makes the socks lose elasticity faster?
Nope, I do
Nah.
not care.
I don't think I'm gonna sleep.
I
tonight,
don't. I don't buy into that.
I still use the ball method, but
Yeah,
I
that's
have heard
fake
that.
news.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, I think
what else would
sometimes
you-
I
What's
will
the other
do that
option?
roll up method, like where you like fold them together. But that's only if they're like really, really long socks. You know,
Yeah.
the 60
Yeah, it
ones
depends.
right above your thigh. You know.
I do not have any of those kind of socks.
No.
That's all I have.
Tube
Well, they're
socks,
they're
Yeah,
also
they
like
just go
kind
past the knee, and that's it.
they go past the knee.
Oh, all the way up. Yeah,
just, oh,
That's-
wow.
You only have thigh-high socks.
yeah, that's it.
And oh, garter
Yeah.
belt. Come on, man. Or person. I don't know your stuffs. Oh, these ones are so cute. Look at them.
They are. Yeah, my socks go all the way up to my waist.
Oh yeah.
Just wear one. It's like a potato sack.
Potato sock.
Potato sock. Oh,
What's everyone's favorite kind of potato?
that's a
the way
good question.
that it's prepared and served.
Wait.
Ooh.
The way it's prepared and served?
Yep.
Or just the kind of potato?
You could say both, but I'm saying the way that it's preserved. Like
you could say like mashed potato, but served on a styrofoam plate.
or like
No.
mashed potatoes or potato wedges.
The baby red potatoes or blue potatoes.
I hate the word fingerling potato.
Too sexual.
It just sounds like fingering, which is
Fingering
never.
potato.
Fingering potato.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's my favorite preparation of a potato, actually.
You can get arrested for that. You got to be careful.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Only
in
if
some
you use
states.
new potatoes.
Mm. Wow.
It's the duck thing all over again. We healed from
I
that.
liked that a lot.
I think poutine would be the best potato for me, like that preparation wise.
Fries with
It's like-
poutine.
Choosing
Yeah.
mashed potatoes with gravy, but choosing it in fry form. So I,
Yeah.
I respect that choice. That's a great choice.
Garbanzo, I feel like that is disqualifying. You said your favorite potato is the gravy.
No, it's the way it's.
Just serve me a gravy boat, and I'll be happy. Man. Just like a gravy boat.
I feel like it fits the question. Did everyone go around and say theirs?
I didn't say mine. I think I would maybe go with preparation type, maybe hash browns.
Ooh,
Mm.
what kind of hash browns?
I mean, if I can get them, I do like the kind of like shredded. But actually, I'm afraid I have to change it to Lockies because Lockies are
Oh,
Wow.
so good.
Is that how it's pronounced? I always
Latkes or
thought it was
latkes?
latke. Have I been saying it wrong the entire time?
Latkes?
So
Yeah, I
either,
thought it was
either way,
latkes.
dealer's choice.
Okay, good to know.
I'll take whatever Ryan says as truth.
Resident Jew.
Yeah, resident Jew.
Actually, I don't know about any of y'all. I'm gonna say Garbanzo. No, Katie maybe.
I think I said potato wedges, but I'm stuck between like just like really good mashed potatoes that are like creamy and like covered in gravy. Did everyone answer?
I didn't. My favorite type of potato is sweet potato, but my favorite preparation, if we're going pure potato, is going to be mashed potatoes with peas for sure.
Peas? What's wrong with you?
Peas are the best vegetable. They are perfectly orb-like. They require no chopping. They're pretty color, and all you have to do is warm them, and they're good
taste
frozen.
like an old person dying slowly. And they look like it too. Ugh, it's the worst flavor. Okay, I just hate peas so much.
How about like
They're the perfect vegetable.
Opinionated.
how about like fresh like snow peas or something?
I'm gonna
Nope.
say Devil's Tower mashed potato is my
Oh yeah.
my
That's a
favorite,
good one.
That's incredible.
my preferred.
Yeah.
You guys know that when photographs of ice cream are made, like, so as a photographer, like a lot of times, like we'll stage certain products to look like other products. So like, because when you're taking photos of ice cream, it'll melt so quickly that they need something that's going to stay the same size. So they actually scoop mashed potatoes and then dye it to be the color of ice cream.
Huh.
I've heard that.
I have heard that.
I have not heard that. That's new.
We had another guest that showed up, but I don't know where they went.
These socks are testing me.
What are they testing?
I like peas a lot, but to say they're the best vegetable is just ludicrous.
Thank you.
There are some good vegetables out there.
If you ask someone their favorite soup and they said like ham and pee. I just don't trust anything they have to say anymore.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Welcome, Max.
Hi, Max.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Max, are you in California?
Yes.
Oh,
You
nice.
made it.
Oh, yeah.
So
We were
happy
talking
for
about-
you.
Disliking peas.
California.
Before this
How do
started,
you feel about peas, Max?
that's why I'm late.
We cannot hear you.
Not very well at all. I can't.
Oh. I thought there was something
That's
else.
an unflattering view of your hand.
Can you hear me better now?
Not really.
Oh, there we go.
Do you guys remember those like Verizon commercials where where he would go, "Can you hear me now?" Good.
Yeah. Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Too. Yeah, good.
One of my friends in high school, that was his cousin, and
Oh man.
he said he was an ass.
Wow.
He was
an
a
ass?
what?
Yeah, like he was not like a cool guy.
That
Hmm.
sucks.
Fix.
Was it
Fame
because
probably
the
got to
fame
his
got
head.
to his head, or was he always like that?
Yeah, I maybe it did. I heard he ended up doing the same commercial for a different company.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. They switched.
See, not cool.
He's a slut.
Yeah,
I
He
wouldn't
would
blame
sell
somebody
Phone
for
slut.
subverting
Mhm.
capitalism.
Huh?
I wouldn't blame somebody for subverting capitalism like that.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I would.
How are you liking Los Angeles?
Well, I literally just got here like 2 hours ago, but
Oh, wow.
it's pretty nice.
So you should have a full by now.
Yeah, I should know everything about it. Driving was not as bad as I had feared.
that's good.
It didn't
We're
bother me.
like driving distance now to each other.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
It's not that far.
that's true. And
There's
didn't you
all
say
this
you had?
They're all falling in love and making out.
Bumping uglies.
Yeah.
I hate that term. It's the worst.
What other? What is?
Yeah, what's your favorite euphemism for
You-
bumping
yeah,
up
what's
the
your-
uglies?
They
Yeah.
all suck.
What do you say?
What do you say to romance someone? You wanna bang? You wanna bump uglies? You wanna make the love?
I heard bump beautifuls, and I thought that was funny.
Oh,
It's still
that's kind of
awful.
nice.
That sounds way more creepy. Now you're just setting high expectations. Do you want to bump beautifuls?
Well,
You wanna
shouldn't
look at
say
each
either
other's
one as a
genitalia?
question.
I think that one wins, Ryan.
What do you say?
Because it doesn't even imply sex. It's
Right,
just
it's just looking, just disrobing, and then just
I don't know what. Like I was
Or
thinking.
magnifying glasses involved and that kind of thing.
What did you say?
You want
uh,
Ilya?
what did I say? Yeah, look at each other's genitalia.
Would you like to inspect me for?
Yeah, for moles and
Ilya
polyps.
with me.
That's something you should only say to your doctor. Wait, no, that's actually not true.
I think you
That
could
is
get.
something you can do.
That's sexually harassing your doctor right there.
Doctor.
But I came in for an ear infection.
Yeah, you're at
Drop
the
your
dentist. Chill.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Why is your doctor at a Wendy's?
Only
Hey,
the best
doctors have
doctors
to eat
work
too,
at a
Max.
Wendy's.
You know what? I feel bad for nurses for a million reasons. Like obviously, like there's a lot of things that's difficult about their job, but I feel like the number one, other than like putting their lives in danger, like, and we'll just shout out to any nurses out there, but like They must just have to listen to the weirdest questions, because I don't know if anybody that you guys know is a nurse, and I grew up with a mom that's a nurse and a dad that's a construction worker, so that's why I have no boundaries and I just say weird stuff all the time. But my mom would get asked lots of interesting questions from people that didn't know her at all about their bodies, and I just want to say that that's like one flaw in our American like health system. But like the questions that she would get asked would be like, "Hey, can you look at this mole?" Or like what happens if my poop is this specific color? Like, and it would be somebody like just that she barely knows at church.
We've already talked about all these things on this show.
Yeah. Like I said, construction worker father, nurse mother.
So it is like Parks and Rec with Anne, like strangers coming up to her, like, "Oh, you're a nurse? What do you make of this?"
100%. And sometimes it would be like one of our cousins like calls, and so like my mom was a nurse. She was a
CNA.
She was a RN. She's a registered nurse, and she worked as a cardiac cath lab nurse. So that means like she works with people who are getting stents or like the little things that they put in your heart to zap it so that it beats on time. I should know the answer to that. But it's a very specific kind of nursing, and I think that people just assume that nurses know everything, and they would be like, "Why is this weird thing on my foot?" to a heart nurse.
What about when people say, like, I accidentally fell on this cucumber, and you know, like how many crazy things have people said?
1,000,001.
So this is an interesting question, and I would love to answer this in this very specific way. So, I have diabetes, and I have had to go to the emergency room more than a couple times because of my diabetes. And when I was a kid, I was kind of like that kid Manny on a Modern Family, where they just like ask adult questions sometimes to adults. And I decided that it would be interesting to ask every nurse anytime I went into the ER, like, what's the weirdest story you have? And
it's
I
always
have
that.
learned so many things. And the reason why I started asking that question was because there was this doctor that was like, he was turning like, he had worked 80 years or something, like in a hot, or like 50, I don't know. It was a long ass time. Hello, Otter. In the emergency room, and he was asked like one thing that like people should avoid, or like so that he's like sick of seeing in the ER, and he just said, "I want people to stop sticking random items up their assholes." One of the most popular things at one point was that people would put pennies up their butthole and then like shock themselves, and then like some of them would die. But the most interesting one that I ever heard from my mom... They
shocked themselves? What do you mean?
They like shocked themselves, so they would put a penny up their butthole, and then unfortunately like it would get stuck because it's like hard to retrieve it. And then they would like use some sort of like electric shock thing to like feel it. But sometimes it would get electrocuted while doing that.
What are you talking? What does that mean?
People have a lot of spare time.
And spare change.
Penny for your thoughts.
But just like imagine having to explain to like your like loved one that like someone like that you know died because they shocked themselves by putting a penny in their asshole.
You don't have to explain why somebody died.
That's true. That's definitely true.
That's probably one of the situations where you shouldn't.
Yeah. I always think about that whenever I see like how many deaths there are every year with coconuts.
I wish obituaries said the cause of death.
You wish obituaries what?
Said the cause of death, because like that's the only thing anybody really cares about when they're reading an obituary.
Cause of death, penny.
And the
No, I
property
feel like
they're
I'm
leaving.
glad that they don't. But maybe it's like that people are concerned and they want to know like how the person died. But
I
like
would love for
12
it to come out like an
people.
oval penny, like at the rest areas where you would put a penny in, and then it would
Oh,
flatten
that's
it.
cool.
Those are sharp.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
Take a
be
penny,
nice.
leave a penny.
That's why money.
They didn't
is so
say where to
good.
leave it.
It just comes out with an asterisk on it.
Yeah, just
Do they just put the penny back into the money system?
nice.
Like, what happens to the penny?
I bet that the doctor keeps it as a prize.
I bet he spends.
They send it back
Get
to
a
the mint.
necklace out of them eventually.
If it happens,
It's
as
not
often
gonna
as
smell like
It
mints.
sounds like he probably keeps them in a jar and then exchanges them at the.
They get to take their wives out to Red Lobster at the end of each year with all the ass pennies.
Oh,
Do you
I've
think it would
seen
be that much?
the
Didn't-
obituary where
if-
they had a
if-
bot write it, right?
If somebody hasn't seen this, can you please read it out loud?
I can't see that.
All right, I haven't seen it.
What does it mean to be an avid collector of dust?
Brenda Tense retired, living at the age of
It means
old,
you don't clean your
surrounded
house.
by family and natural causes. A librarian from birth, Brenda was an avid collector of dust. She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but thought she did. The church gave her a choir because she sang like bird and looked like bird. And Brenda was a bird. She owed us so many poems. The funeral will be held in 1977 at Heaven in lieu of flowers. Send Brenda more life. Oh no.
The
Where did
photo
you
is
find
also
that?
so distorted that it makes
Yeah.
it like twice as uncomfortable. I really hope this isn't someone's actual obituary. That would make it really sad, especially if it like becomes a meme. I hope it's not.
Now I kind
I
of
thought
want
she
my
looks like bird
obituary
and
to be
sing like
riddled
bird.
with typos
Yeah.
and stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Imagine like her like ex is like a grammar Nazi and is like reading this and is like, why?
Never should have broken up.
Amazing.
She died because of her lack of grammar.
That's possible.
That's a great cause of death.
Lack of
Yeah.
grammar.
Lack of grammar. Should we maybe close out with one or two more questions? Trivia questions?
That's a good idea.
I would love that.
All right. Let me see here. Yeah, let me. Let me find. All right.
Dan, as you get older, you look more and more like an old timey detective, but in a good way.
Me?
Hmm.
I always say that I think Dan should play God in like a movie, or his like he should over voice the like God's voice. You know.
All right.
I could see that.
This Kansas City-born saxophonist is widely regarded as the greatest saxophonist ever. He was known by his nickname, Yardbird, or more frequently the shortened version, Bird. A,
That's a very easy one. Oh, I did.
are you,
sorry.
are you jumping
Maybe
in?
for some
Do
people.
you know it? Do you know it?
Is that
I
your
have
noise?
to make a
That's a
call.
very easy one.
That is a noise.
Bird. Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
I'm glad I took that jazz studies class.
Did you
That
know?
was one of my favorite classes in college. Was the history of jazz.
It was
Love-
so fun.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I took that at NIU because you had to like take a extra class.
And it didn't help you at all.
No.
Is his
No,
nickname?
honestly, it allowed me to make small talk with my uncle that can only talk about like jazz and golf.
But it didn't
So-
help you with this trivia question, so what's the point?
No, it was Charlie Parker, right?
Yeah,
what?
somebody else got it, not you.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were allowed to answer yet.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Garbanzo did just kind of jump in there.
Sorry about that. I won't answer the next one.
No, if you know the answer.
That's how I wish Jeopardy was played. Is just by overly apologetic people who like buzz and then they're like, "Sorry guys, I'm sorry, but here's the answer."
I won't
That
go
would be
there.
a
Just
very.
whisper the answer into the other person's ear.
They call that Midwestern Jeopardy.
Oh,
Oh,
Mike is from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I didn't
they-
spend a lot of time in the Midwest. I don't know much about it.
I'm trying to formulate a joke in my head about his nickname being Dog, but his real name being Charlie Barker.
But his nickname was
I'm
Bird.
trying to put
so-
it together. I'm struggling.
Wasn't his nickname Bird?
Now I need to adopt a
Yeah,
dog
but-
just to name it Charlie Barker.
That's cute.
Good luck with that, Ryan. It sounds hard.
Thanks,
I like
Max.
when people name their dogs like human names.
Like Evelyn.
So I have a
Evelyn's
coworker.
good name.
That's a good one. I have a coworker who named her dog Jeff after our other coworker Jeff. So when she says
Great.
stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna take Jeff on a walk," or like, "I'm gonna," Jeff was snuggling up next to me. It makes work kind of confusing.
I'm just
Or
carrying
if
around
Jeff got
those
worms,
two
I had
till the end of
to
his walk.
get them antibiotics.
When I was in high school, my friend named her dog Max, but she said she didn't name it after me.
To be fair, there are a lot of dogs named Max. I'm sure you've heard that more than once.
Nope, never heard that before.
There are a lot of dogs named Max.
Yeah, no.
There's also a lot of we have.
Mostly on TV. That's the
There's
first
probably a
dog I
couple
ever-
garbanzos out there.
I know a dog named Beans.
That's a good one.
Bonzo beans.
It's a good dog name.
It's a French bulldog, and I was somebody that I cleaned for.
Garbanzo, that's not your real name, is it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a garbanzo
Oh, that's so cool.
placencia.
I'm sorry. Can you
cool.
say your last name one more time?
Placencia.
I know what you thought.
That sounds
You
like
heard.
placenta.
It's my mom's last name.
Interesting. Did you get bullied for that as a kid?
What does it mean?
Sorry.
What kind of question is that?
I was just curious because I feel like
up horrible trauma.
Garbanzo,
What
have
is-
you heard the?
there was this kid in my school named Mike Dickerson. He was like the
Hey.
most attractive, like nice dude. And then like people made fun of him because of his last name. And then there was this like other girl who was like she was so hot and like she was like nice and badass. And her name was Mary Manley. So people like made fun of her for it. And I feel like
The
it's
algebra teacher was named Miss Dickhouse.
wow,
Pretty good.
that's rough.
Garbanzo, have you heard the joke about your name 100 times? Do you know the joke about your name?
No. Enlighten me.
Okay, but stop me if you've heard it before, okay?
Okay.
What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea?
All right, I've heard this one.
What?
I'm not gonna pay $100 to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
Yeah.
I've never heard that joke before.
That took a second, but I just got it.
I almost forgot it, but I'm surprised you haven't heard that before.
That's like the jelly and jam joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We all know that
Also, my
so
dog's
don't have
full
a
name
joke.
is Alfonso. It's kind of the same.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really. He has a
Hey,
bunch of full
Felipe.
names like Alfred and.
I think we're
Alfalfa.
gonna have to meet then. There's no
Yeah.
choice.
We have a new viewer, new commenter,
Yeah,
Felipe.
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 He's
Hello,
the first
Felipe.
person who ever viewed the show.
Yeah, our first ever fan.
Nice.
I can't totally say for sure that they're a fan, but our first ever commenting viewer.
Thanks for joining us, friend.
Yeah, I feel like if they're a repeat viewer, then they can at least tolerate us.
Mhm.
Well, you guys weren't on the show that time. So.
Would you guys like to hear my one and only joke that I can tell?
Of course.
What did the egg say to the boiling water?
Ow.
What did the egg say to the?
Give me a minute to get hard. I just got laid by some chick.
Oh.
Very nice.
It's a good one.
I've heard that one before.
Chicks don't lay eggs.
Whatever.
Yeah, they have to be hens.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
No, sorry.
It's a funny joke.
We need to like
Wet
be
blanket
very,
Max.
very serious about jokes and make sure that they're very
Yeah.
accurate.
Well, that sounds like you're really fun at parties.
Yeah. Everyone knows comedy comes from
I think I've
explaining
been
things.
to a party with everybody here, so I think everybody knows how fun at parties I am.
I remember the first time I met you, Max, I think you talked to me about children's drawings.
See, I'm so fun at parties.
Oh, I feel like I was teaching elementary education at the time, so it was really interesting to me because I feel like you were using crayons, I believe.
Oh yeah, I was using a lot of.
Were these drawings of children that you made, Max?
No, they were
No.
using. Well, I was really inspired by children's drawings, and I was using a lot of like materials that you would consider childish. And
But they
trying
look so much more that like you were using like specific designs, and like the way that you were using the crayons was elevated in a way that like most children that are using crayons wouldn't be able to do. So I don't know, it made them like more interesting in that way.
Yeah. Well,
Crayons are
thanks.
fun.
Thank you, Garbanzo.
Are they?
I love playing with crayons.
Do you like drawing
In
with them,
what
though,
way?
or do you just like
Yeah.
playing with them?
In like an emergency room kind of way.
Well, you could.
Any
I mean, you
kind
could
of
probably
way.
fit a few up there, no problem. But I haven't tried.
Have you tried putting them up your nose yet?
I might be able to do that.
Have you tried melting them with a lighter when you're bored?
They smell
Oh,
like BO when you
For
do
a
that.
while, I was making art by melting crayons in the microwave and then like dumping it on canvases, and it looked really cool. But the pieces were very fragile because they were really brittle.
Huh.
But
Is
I
there any
recommend
chance that you
trying
can
it.
get
It's
cancer
really
from
cool.
that, just out of curiosity?
I don't know.
Probably.
Can somebody?
Your hot dogs will taste like red for a while.
What do your hot dogs taste like? If not,
More blue.
This is a weird anecdote, but I don't know if anybody else like used to like throwing things like in the fire at like campfires and stuff. But
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was a kid, I threw like I remember seeing like a spoon melt, like a plastic spoon melt, and like of course that's probably terrible for the environment and like for you
and your
and everything.
bones.
But it was just very like calming and interesting to watch. And then like I did it a couple times, and my aunt, for context, my aunt Pam was born with a nub as a hand. So I was 8 years old, and she came up to me while I was doing that and said, "Don't get too close. You'll get an arm just like mine. That's how I lost mine." And I like
Oh, God.
for years of my life, like I thought that that's how she lost her hand, and I had told my friends that, and like now I think like all the people who thought that actually happened because I was an 8-year-old.
I think maybe you need to make amends and tell them the truth.
Yeah. I have no idea who they were. I was 8 years old. It was probably just like some kid Jack at the park or something, you know?
Oh, that's.
Search him out.
What are you eating, Dan?
Hot, you're
Yeah.
making me hungry. I think I'm gonna go eat dinner pretty soon.
Pizza.
Yeah, I've got to go give my dog a pill.
Well,
That's another euphemism.
Is that a
That's yeah, my
suppository?
masturbating for sure.
Orally or
Suppositorily. Orally or suppositorily?
Both at the same time.
Oh yeah, we have
Supposedly,
a
it's
good Thursday night.
suppositorily.
Positively both.
Positively, suppositively.
We should
Suppositorily.
say a good night and happy eating song.
well, I'm not going to do that. I do have a song to end the show.
Let's hear it.
that I
Let's hear it.
played. There was the show. Thank y'all for coming down. There was the show. Thank y'all for sticking around. Hope you had some fun, 'cause now the show is done. Go on, get out of here. Thanks everyone for coming, and thanks everyone for watching. It's been a real
Thank
pleasure.
you.
So much fun.
Come back anytime.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you for the sock holding.
Have a nice night, everybody.
Bye.